Is to be the first in the country to be run by a private company.
Hinchingbrooke Hospital in Huntingdon is millions of pounds in debt. Now the only NHS organisation bidding for the contract to run it has pulled out.
Today the public were invited to a meeting to hear the latest update in a process designed to secure the hospital's future. Emma Baker has our report now.
Hinchingbrooke this lunchtime in a scene that could be from any hospital around the region. But staff here are only too aware that theirs could soon be one of a kind, as it prepares to become the first privately run NHS hospital in the country. The process to decide the future of Hinchingbrooke Hospital is long and involved. There are 3 private companies who are bidding for the contract. The preferred bidder will be announced in November, but the final decision will be up to the government, and that won't be announced until next February. The local health authority says the move's essential if the hospital is to rid itself of an historic £40 million debt. But the plans have already attracted opposition. Today, at a public meeting about the process, there were some who saw this as a dangerous move.
We don't think it will work. We have no confidence that it will work. Let's be honest, the debt is dead. It's never going to be recovered. It's never going to be brought back. So I think we just need to have a grown-up debate and discussion that actually the management and the team at Hinchingbrooke currently are doing a good job. Let them carry on doing that. OK, criticise them if they underspend or overspend, but it should be a public health service for public people, owned and managed by the public.
But the health authority insists that patient care will always take priority over profit.
First of all, these organisations are world standard organisations who have created a reputation based on providing excellent standards of health care. Secondly, as I said, because it's operating as an NHS organisation, it will still be beholden to those standards. There's no question of compromising those services and those standards to address profit.
One of the bidding companies says local people should see this as an opportunity.
What this is actually about is giving back Hinchingbrooke Hospital to the staff who work in it, the doctors, the nurses, indeed everybody, the porters and the cleaners. And we have demonstrated in the past, where Circle partners have been given the opportunity to do that, that it's provided them the opportunity to improve the services that they offer their patients, to liberate the professionals, if you like.
The progress at Hinchingbrooke is being watched around the country and beyond. Many know that if this succeeds, it could well set a trend for the future. Emma Baker, Anglia News, Hinchingbrooke.
An armed incident took place this afternoon after reports of a man brandishing a samurai sword in Clacton. The incident ended in Wellesley Road, where the man, believed to be in his late teens, was arrested. Earlier in the day, armed officers had surrounded an empty house in Old Road, and the gates at nearby Clacton County High School were locked to prevent children going out for lunch. Well, it's coming up to 14 minutes past 6. Great to have you with us here on ITV Anglia.
Well, up next, all the news from where you is underway after a morbidly obese man died in a flat fire in Essex.
Around 50 people had to leave their homes while crews battled with the fire in Harlow last night. The body of a 57-year-old man was found inside. Martin Stew reports.
The fire tore through this ground floor flat in Tideland in Harlow just after 11 o'clock last night. Trapped inside, a 57-year-old disabled man. Billy Martin lives next door.
I saw a load of smoke and I heard someone say, knock on the door, get him out. So then I come out, opened the door, and there was loads of people outside just saying, get out, there's a fire. So I went in, woke everyone up and got them to come out. There was just smoke and everything outside.
Around 50 people had to leave their homes. Several of them kicked in the flat's door to try to rescue the man, but the smoke was too thick. He died before fire crews could get to him.
He lived in the flat alone following the death of his elderly mother last year. Now, neighbours have described him as a very large man, weighing perhaps 40 stone. And whilst he wasn't bedbound, he did need the help of a carer to get in and out of the house.
This morning, scene of crime officers and members of the fire service tried to work out how the fire started. Amongst them, CC, the fire dog, who's trained to sniff out flammable liquids.
An accelerant dog from the fire and rescue has gone into the premises. That's searched to make sure there's no accelerants have been used, nothing's been poured through the letterbox or anything like that. When that's finished, scenes of crime will photograph the premises and fire investigation will then start their investigation.
A post-mortem is expected to be carried out later. Martin Stew, Anglia News, Harlow.
A 10-year-old boy is still critically ill this evening after a collision between a car and a train at Barnby near Beccles in Suffolk. The incident happened on Saturday evening at a level crossing on farmland off the A146 Beccles to Lowestoft Road. The boy was a passenger in a car which collided with a train carrying 60 passengers. He's being treated at Addenbrooke's Hospital with serious head injuries.
A man wanted by police investigating up to 70 burglaries in Suffolk has been put on a national most wanted list. Police want to speak to Alfie Smith, originally from the Haverhill area, in connection with a series of offences, including burglary and money laundering. The value of property stolen amounts to up to £135,000.
An archaeological dig in West Norfolk has unearthed a skeleton suggesting the area was inhabited long before anyone imagined.
Volunteers found what appear to be Bronze Age bones at Sedgeford near Hinchingbrooke. Now work's continuing to find more evidence. Kate Prout has this report.
Excavation instead of a vacation. Students from across the world choose to spend their summer holidays scraping soil in the corner of a small West Norfolk village. Among them, Zoe and Katie, who are veterans of the camp.
Oh, it's amazing. It's just like coming back to a family every year. That's absolutely huge, and it's been really career developing as well for me. It's taken me places that I wouldn't necessarily have gone if I hadn't have come here. So it's been really good for me and good for the soul, really.
I'm a medical student, which is why I'm particularly interested in human remains, but this is my 9th season here. I did the basic course that we teach when I was 12, and I've just kept coming back.
Today, some rather younger students from Downham Prep School are getting a history lesson where it all actually happened.
We've learnt about Saxons and Vikings and lots of other stuff.
What have you learnt today?
That the Vikings were bloodthirsty.
The dig has been ongoing here since 1996 and is the largest independent archaeological dig in the country. The recent discovery of a 4,000-year-old skeleton is a welcome development.
Certainly last year we got some very tantalising glimpses of not only the scale of the settlement here, which is perhaps larger than what we originally led to believe, but also the status. Not far from where we're standing, there's a ditch filled there with 350,000 mussel shells in it. So there's processing on quite an industrial scale going on here. So yeah, it's slowly revealing itself.
The site at Sedgeford has thrown up other fascinating evidence over the years and provided information about what our predecessors ate, wore and used to trade. With classes now taking place all over the summer, you can bet there are many more treasures hidden beneath these fields yet to be discovered. Kate Prout, Anglia News, Sedgeford in Norfolk.
A theatre production with a difference is taking place at the old Bentwaters airbase in Suffolk.
Stone calls us, and earth, and wood, and day.
Bentwater Roads connects 4 stories about the old American airbase and is actually being staged in an aircraft hangar. The Eastern Angles Company are performing it as part of Ipswich's Ip Art Festival, and apparently, although an unusual location, the acoustics are particularly good.
This was the place where they used to test the jet engines, and you can see where they pushed them into the floor there so that they sort of faced towards the tunnel and the exhaust fumes went up there. And of course they made a huge noise, and what they tried to do was acoustically seal the place to stop the sound getting out.
And it works. Right, on to sport now.